The relationship between companions and the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, provides a multitude of insights into the etiquette, practical wisdom, and humane aspects of early Islamic practice. In Hadith number 363 of Sahih al-Bukhari, as narrated by Mughira bin Shu B.A., we find a tapestry of subtle lessons woven into the fabric of a seemingly routine incident. The scene unfolds on a journey, a space characterized by its hardships, unexpected circumstances, and the flexibility required in matters of ritual purity and devotion. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, calls to Mughira, entrusting him with a container of water. There is a quiet significance in this simple task, the distribution of roles among companions, the trust that signals a bond deeper than mere function. When the Prophet departs to tend to nature's call, he does so at a distance sufficient to preserve privacy, a demonstration of both modesty and respect for decorum, which continued to be a hallmark of his conduct. The description that he wore a Syrian cloak whose sleeves were tight not only grounds the narrative in its material reality, but also imparts a subtle message about the Prophet's humility and simplicity. There is nothing ostentatious or impractical, his garments are functional and unadorned, reflecting his preference for moderation. Upon his return, an important moment arises, the process of performing ablution, wudu, before prayer. The Prophet attempts to withdraw his hands from the sleeves, but the garment's cut renders this difficult. Instead of making a display or seeking help, he adapts, drawing his hands from beneath the cloak. This minor adjustment subtly speaks of the Prophet's resourcefulness and the principle of avoiding unnecessary hardship in religious observance. Central to the hadith is the passage describing the Prophet's method of passing his wet hands over his Khuff, socks typically made from thick cloth or leather. This act, Masa al-Kaffain, is significant in Islamic jurisprudence, for it demonstrates legal dispensation for travelers or those in hardship, thus underscoring that the law is neither rigid nor burdensome. The practical wisdom here is that faith does not require the forsaking of ease or sensibility, rather, it accommodates the reality of human needs, especially in contexts such as travel. The final act in this brief but layered scene is the Prophet's prayer. It quietly affirms the essential value of preparedness and the necessary steps towards worship, regardless of circumstance or place. The companions are thus taught, not merely through words, but through lived example, the value of adaptability, the ethics of privacy, the importance of ritual purity achieved in various circumstances, and the capacity of divine law to flex while retaining its sanctity. This hadith, viewed through an academic lens, illustrates the seamless interweaving of law, ethics, and lived religion. It highlights that even mundane moments become sites of profound significance when seen through the lens of prophetic guidance.